Good morning. This is Morning Coffee, and today we're going to talk about dealing with the pain. Right now I'm on dialysis. I'm being stuck with these about 16-inch gauge, 15-inch gauge needles. And what we want to really discuss today, I'm only showing you this because many of you have seen what happens on dialysis. There is the dialysis machine. There is my fake kidney, as you can see. I'm going to zoom in on it. But I want you to really focus on today on what it feels like when you watch the needle go into my arm. I'm going to take a moment and breathe while she's sticking me with this needle, because you certainly feel the pain. So what we're going to discuss today is we're going to discuss dealing with the pain. And the reason that we're going to discuss dealing with the pain is because many of us seem to think that suffering is something that we need to do as a part of life. Now, me being on this machine, you would think that I'm suffering. If my mindset chose to look at it as if I'm suffering, then it would be I'm suffering, and I would not probably end up living as long as I have on it, because I have endured the pain and the mindset of suffering. But I do not view this as suffering. I view this as living, and I view this as needing this to continue, in my process of life. So I have to endure the pain of being stuck with these needles and my arm, gloating up and looking all deformed and that. But I would rather deal with that to let you see the spirit of the man behind that than to not deal with it. So what I'm saying is this: we need to learn how to accept our painful extremities and to deal with them. Hold on for just a moment. Joan, I need you for a moment.
Okay. You need the machine?
No, I need you to hold this so you can hold it and show it on me. Don't get Desiree in it. Now, a couple of things that I want to back up and say. You need to treat people right who, like I'm on dialysis and I come in and they are the technicians. They stick me. And they do this every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and I have to be here about 5:30. You need to treat folks right that are serving you and helping you through your life situation and through your pain. So what I make a habit to do is I tell them after treatment, thank you for taking good care of me. You need to learn how to respect people who walk you through your pain, whether it's your pastor, whether it's your mother, whether it's your sister, your brother, or a very close friend. You need to honor the fact that they took time to listen, to take care. Just like Desiree, she could come in with a nasty attitude and stick me all sorts of ways. But she doesn't do that. She is very delicate with my arm because she recognizes that I have to go through something that she doesn't have to endure. See, people that you're talking to, they don't have to go through your breakup. Because some of you are breaking up with folk that you should have been broken up with years ago, but you stayed past the expiration date. No, don't put that on. You stayed past the expiration date because you thought that the person was going to change. Therefore, you decided to extend your pain. And from experience, that's a foolish thought. And you know what happens to fools. They just never get wise. So one of the things that I've learned to deal with in pain is I've learned to ask God, to help me with my mindset. So many of you seeing me on this machine are thinking, wow, this is a strong brother who has to endure pain. Now, just because I'm on dialysis doesn't mean that other stuff doesn't go on in my life. I've experienced breaking up. Experience making up too. There's some pain with making up too, because you got to deal with the triggers. You got to deal with the stuff from the past, hoping that it's not going to be in your future. There's some pain in going to work. I had an episode at work where I was accused of fraud, and there was pain in that because, for one, I knew that I didn't do anything fraudulent on my job, especially being a master's level social worker with a license. At the time, I didn't have a license, but it was just the fact that someone would accuse me of such a thing. Have you ever been accused of something that you know you didn't do? There's pain involved in that. And the reality of that is, instead of me becoming bitter, just like I'm on dialysis, instead of me being bitter, because there's a lot of folks on dialysis just bitter, and I'm going to tell you, they look bitter. Their skin don't look right, their attitudes and their dispositions don't look right. So I'm going to flip that and say about you, when you're going through pain, you're not going to look right if you're not responding right. You're going to look like you're sick, you're going to look like you're depressed, you're going to act depressed. You're just going to end up being crazy. So with the fraudulent thing, what I ended up doing, instead of holding it against the people that accuse me and walking around, see, you don't have to defend the truth. If it's the truth, it's the truth. It'll stand on its own. I took that notion in, and I dealt with that pain inwardly and said, you know what, God? Whatever you're preparing me for, because remember, while you're going through the pain, you're being prepared for something greater. While I'm going through dialysis, it could be prepared for a kidney. Got to look at life that way. So what I want to leave you with today on Morning Coffee is, it is your choice to learn how to deal with the pain and choose to suffer, or choose to rejoice knowing that you're being prepared for something greater, and knowing that you're preparing yourself for something greater too. I don't look at this as something that's deforming me. This is life. Keep living. You'll have an opportunity to go through, if not this, something like this that will show you what you're really made of. Have a peaceful day. This is Morning Coffee. Thank you, dear.